Bonjour, ici Micheline Bourque du Club de lecture à faire. Il me fait très plaisir aujourd'hui de vous présenter un auteur britannique, Monsieur Nigel Paine, qui va venir nous présenter son livre qui s'appelle The Learning Challenge. C'est un livre que j'ai lu, que j'ai beaucoup apprécié, même si je ne suis pas une professionnelle de la formation et du développement. Je pense que vous allez vous réjouir de la rencontre avec Monsieur Paine. Donc, sans plus tarder, je vais demander à Monsieur Paine de se présenter et de parler de son livre. Welcome, Mr. Paine. Thank you so much for having a few minutes to spare with us to talk about you and your book. Excellent. Alors, for the people who don't know you, I would like you to tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do? Who are you? And what do you do? Excellent. I invite the people who are watching this to go on your website, which is nigelpaine.com. They'll find a series of references. They'll learn about your TV show. They'll also be able to watch a couple of excellent videos where they'll discover, like I did myself, a very passionate person, a person that's interested in the well-being of employees and the success of organizations. So that's what I discovered this weekend. Now, this is your first book, Monsieur Paine, The Learning Challenge? Oh, uh, uh, excellent. So, okay, okay. Excellent. The Learning Challenge, the name of the book, The Learning Challenge, Dealing with Technology, Innovation and Change in Learning and Development. Now, I'm in front, as we are listening to this during my event, we'll have about 40-50 people who will want to know about this book. What is this book about? And what are the key takeaways for the people who are in learning development when they're going to grab a copy and start reading it? What are the key takeaways in your view? Yeah. Mhm. Excellent. And we had the chance to chat a few moments before this interview, and you were mentioning an important point that you wrote the book, but it's not just your little ideas. It's a very well documented book. You've got references from the key players in this field. You mentioned the 70-20-10 with Mr. Jennings, who developed that approach. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you chose to do it this way, and obviously the value of having all of this documentation gathered into one single document? Mhm. Mhm. I agree completely. As I mentioned, I'm not a professional in this area, but I did appreciate reading the book. It's well written. It's a very approachable book. As you mentioned, it's a very well referenced, very practical. There's lots of food for thought. There's the it's not a big book. It's not it's 180 some pages, well referenced. You really have put a level of language that it's a lot of people can read this. And in your introduction, actually, you said, I wrote this book. If you are new to corporate learning, then this book will scope your work. If you are already there, it will fill in gaps and challenges and challenge your thoughts and assumptions. And I think you've succeeded in that way. I would highly recommend this book to all learning professionals, and I would highly recommend that they buy a copy for their boss. Because I think there's lots of, you see the future coming in full force with the impact of technology and the need for the individual to take his or her place in the organization and be valued for the contribution that they can make. And it's a totally different way of seeing the way we learn from what I know of it, which is quite little. I like the link that you do with the learning and the business strategy, that they cannot be dissociated. That resonates with me as a marketing person. And I can see how big a challenge that will be for organizations to open that door up. That will be key. And exactly, but it's fun. It's fun for people in that area, in that sector of activity, because they can see with a lot of enthusiasm how this profession is going to be evolving, and how open they have to be to reaching out to people in a different way, and also taking taking in the impact of technology. I mean, that's the big thing. That's the big thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Perhaps one last question as the president of the book club. You did use a lot of reference to different books that seem to be so interesting. I've noted quite a few, the future, about happiness there. I saw, I forget the name, and it was The Company of the Future, Search Inside Yourself, The Future of Management. There's many, many interesting resources. What do you think is the future of books? Because you write them, people write them, and you know, in the 70-20-10, where do they fit in the equation? I hope that they will evolve to become part at least of the 20, and perhaps even in the 70, if they become more interactive. So I'd like to have your thoughts on that. Yeah, hmm, yeah. Excellent. Okay. Mm. Good. Thank you so much, Mr. Paine, for your time. I hope that I can generate lots of interest for your book. It's a very fine book, well written, very approachable. Anybody, really at all levels in the organizations, can benefit from learning this book. I love that you put so many excellent references. I wish you great success with it, and I hope to see you in Canada with it someday. Who knows? Great. À bientôt. So we'll keep in touch then. Thank you very much.